is here today to break down everything you need to know about this total solar eclipse new moon in Aries, 19 degrees, this April 8th. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing. We are in the desert between eclipses, the eclipse portal, which is this liminal space between. It's that void where we're getting a lot of information. So whatever themes are coming up for you right now, just pay attention. This eclipse is all about surrender. This is wild card energy, and this is pushing us to evolve. This is accelerated growth. And because this eclipse is aligned with the North Node of Destiny, we are really working towards a new shift in our identity. The last eclipse was with the South Node, so it was a big cleansing, purging period, and we may still be purging that Libra South Node energetics as we prepare to step into courageous independence. Aries is the sign of the courageous warrior. It is the sign of cardinal fire, initiative. It is self-exploration, self-development, and it is really independence, standing up for oneself with that passion, that fire, that drive. Aries energy and Mars energy is all about our conscious desires. How do we pursue our conscious desires? It's associated with the ego. So we are undergoing an ego shift, perhaps an ego death and a rebirth. Aries and Libra axis, a dynamic between the self and the other. Who am I? What do I need? And how can I be myself while respecting the other? It's about really focusing right now on one's own life path. And how can you communicate better? We're reviewing this right now. What we need, our needs, our desires, what we're passionate about, what we're going for. The last time we had an eclipse at this exact degree point was in 2005. Exactly April 8th in 2005. It was the exact same degree. So what was happening for you in 2005? Eclipses are waves of cycles. So they come and they sort of build up, and their residual effects are really felt throughout the next 6 months. But it reverberates even further because we are really learning deep, karmic, fated lessons. They're an opportunity to step into a new life. Aries energy is all about power and powerlessness. Do you have the power to go for your desires, to take those courageous actions that you need to go in search of your life path destiny? The astrology of this solar eclipse. So on the solar eclipse, this Monday, the 8th, we will have the sun and the moon and Chiron, the three conjuncting exactly at 19 degrees of Aries. Along with the North Node at 15 degrees of Aries, we have Mercury retrograde at 24 degrees of Aries and Venus at 4 degrees of Aries. That is a lot of fiery Aries power. We are really focusing on our Aries aspect of life. So we are all going through some kind of a rebirthing of our identity. This is identity crisis energy. This is ego death and rebirth. And it really is associated with healing, because this sun and moon coming together in a new, augmented, powerful cycle with Chiron, the wounded healer. We have been working with this energy for quite some time now, but this is kind of a climactic moment of healing and of stepping into more mastery, stepping into that courage, that warrior energy to stand up and be yourself. And the question is, who are you now? What have you released? What have you healed? Look how far you have come. Celebrate yourself and this journey towards authenticity and integrity. From April 1st to April 25th, we have Mercury in retrograde in Aries, which means we are reviewing. We're doing all the revisiting, revitalizing, reflecting, rebelling. We are basically going up against what has been to do with our mind, to do with the way we communicate, to do with our everyday activities, travel, technology, and it's in an Aries energy. So where do you have Aries in your chart is pivotal at this time. Look in your chart and see what is the house, what is the theme you are working with. If you have significant planets or points in all of Aries, because we're moving from 4 of Aries all the way to 24 right now. So basically, Aries is so highlighted, and all of that energy is opposite Libra. That is the counterbalance to this eclipse season, and Libra is having its south node purging. We are in a process of letting go of how we compromise ourselves, how we people please, how we do not stand up for our needs, how we're not courageous enough to tell the truth, how we hide what we need just to make everyone feel okay. In the end, it doesn't make anyone feel okay when you're not okay. So it's really about letting go of our toxic relating patterns, which we all have because we have been brought up as humans on this earth. So we're all really working on this letting go. This is a time of endings because Pisces is very present as well. We have the ruler of this solar eclipse in Pisces. Mars is the ruler in Pisces, conjunct with Saturn at the exact time of this eclipse. And this is a very powerful reality check. These are known as the two malefics. So when they come together, this is really like you want to move forward, but you're in Pisces, so it's flowing and moving. And then Saturn is like blocking, it's making it real. Let's bring this down into the physical. This is about making a tangible reality check from our dreams. So how can we move forward? Pisces is the sign of endings. So at the same time with all this heightened Aries, Pisces energy is asking us to let go and release and surrender. And so I really think this eclipse is about surrendering into what is and allowing yourself to really align with who you are, to listen, to take it slow. We need to slow down to put that acceleration in gear. And so this entire month of April is all about patience. It's about slowing down. It's about listening to your body, listening to your energy, doing your deep healing, doing your work on yourself, and listening. It's all about listening to what is, what wants to be seen, what wants to be acknowledged. When everyone is wanting to accelerate and go very fast and get frustrated and irritated and angry and potentially violent, there's a very heightened fiery energy, and Aries wants to go fast. It doesn't want to wait. It doesn't want to take its time, but it's being asked to take it a little slower and flow with the energy. So while you're out there in the world, perhaps you've noticed people are rushing like crazy from A to B. It's not about that. It's about surrendering into the flow of life. What is your flow right now? I have been forced to slow way down, and I have been resistant. I have Aries. I have a strong Aries energy. I have my Mars and my Venus and my Vesta and my Ceres. Everything in Aries, opposite my Pluto in Libra, which is exact on this solar eclipse. So this is a huge, huge deal for me, and I am being pushed to evolve. At the same time, I'm being pushed to slow down and listen to my body, listen to what I need. Let me tell you, Venus and Mars and Aries, this is not easy. It's not something that's natural. So it's been really hard. So I feel you. If you're someone that has that power, wants to get it done. It's about revising. It's about listening. It's about relaxing. Okay? Relaxing into who you are. Not trying to be someone else. Just being who are you now. Because of the karmic, fated nature of eclipses, be aware that information is coming through. Very important information is coming through to you. Be open to the signs, the signals, the lessons, the messages. Be aware that you will be receiving information, and be aware that we do not have clarity right now, and we will not really have clarity till the end of the month. okay? This whole month is very intensive energetically. We are really doing some deep shadow work, some deep healing, some deep identity shifting, some deep letting go, some deep acceptance, some deep slowing down, some deep patience. So if you are confused, if you are unclear, if you're desperate to know, just relax, because you will not have all the answers right away. That's why I'm calling this surrender. Surrendering into what is. You will get more clarity at the end of the month when Mercury comes out of retrograde. You have a beautiful boost of energy from Pluto with a sextile to Venus in Aries. So there is a healing going on to help us let go, because Venus is the ruler of the South Node in Libra, opposite all this energy. So with that Pluto push, transformation, death, and rebirth, with Venus in Aries, like, just want to do what I love. We need to assess our values. Speaking of Venus, we will be moving very shortly into one of the biggest events of the year, which is the conjunction of Uranus and Jupiter in Taurus at 21 degrees between, it's around April 18 to 25. Around that area, we're getting that conjunction. I believe it's the 20th, the 21st. And this is radical expansion. Uranus in Taurus has been shaking up our food supplies, shaking up our money, shaking up our finances, shaking up the physical world. Things are crumbling. Things are not available. We are revolutionizing the way we treat the earth, the way we treat our bodies, the way we treat the feminine. We are in a process of expansion and revolution. Uranus can also be traumas, so we're facing up to traumas. So in Taurus, at the end of April, we're having this once in 14 years conjunction, which is an expansion, a radical Uranus, expansion, Jupiter. Jupiter expands everything it touches, and it gives you this joy. It's the planet of abundance. It can bring possibility, but it can also expand. So it could be shocking revelations. So for the rest of the month, we could be working with the energy of shock. Where do you have 21 degrees of Taurus? There's going to be a radical shift. That's my sun. I am getting a radical identity shift. Let me tell you, I'm having Uranus conjunct my sun as Jupiter's moving towards it, opposite my own Uranus, with Saturn on my South Node, opposite my Saturn. People, it has not been easy. It's not been smooth. It has been very intense for me, very emotional, and I am being forced to upgrade how I show up in the world, how I relate to people, how I make my boundaries. Everything in my life is under review. I'm having full-on identity crisis energy, and I accept it. I accept it, and it's not easy, but life brings us change for a reason. The theme of this month is change. We are here to evolve, and the only way we can evolve is through changing, growing. So the sooner we can not fight the change, if we can allow the change to change us, the easier our journey will be. Gene Keys, the human design. So we have right now the moon, the north node, the sun, and Chiron in gate 51, the gate of shock. It's shocking. We could be receiving all kinds of shocks, but the shock that can be disturbing is here to illuminate and to awaken us to a greater knowingness, to a greater understanding. We are here to receive information that will help us drive our willpower through the ego center, the willpower to take the moves we need to take to align with our destiny. Opposite that is the earth. And the South Node in the gate 57, it's all about intuition. So what we can do is tap into our intuition, tap into that knowingness and surrender into the shock, perhaps tower moment, destruction, to just relax and allow ourselves to be guided, flowing with life along the path. What you can do for this solar eclipse, I really suggest you take some time to do some kind of a ritual with yourself. If you can set the scenario, if you can go and get some flowers, if you can light some candles, if you can do a guided meditation, if you do Reiki to activate your Reiki power. I would even suggest to doing some dancing, somatic work. Do a ritual to honor all the healing, all the work you have done in your life, to acknowledge how hard it is to be human here on earth. It is so challenging to accept ourselves, to accept what is, and to allow ourselves to be who we are without trying to fit into a box, without trying to be liked. This energy is about validating ourselves, giving ourselves the love and attention that perhaps we never got. We need to learn to be courageously pursuing the life of our deepest desires, to align with our authentic heart, soul. It's about bringing our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and our body, our actions all into alignment. And when we do that, we can be the change we long to see in the world. So with that, I wish you a powerful, beautiful transition. Take it slow, take some notes, write in your journal, do some somatic work, get your aggression out in a healthy way, go scream at the forest or the ocean, make some hot chocolate, do things that bring you pleasure. And remember, we're not here to suffer. We're here to enjoy. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to open our hearts. Always come back to the heart and remember, we are here for a reason. We are here to align with our higher purpose. We are here to be the change we long to see in the world. I do private readings, consultations of either your astrology, your human design, and I also do mentorships, more involved, following with you along on your path of transformation, to give you support and nurturing if you're going through a big transition, to sort of set you up with practical tools, exercises, and information that helps you lead with grace the transitions, the wild ride you're going through with your life. Wishing you so much love. All the best.
All I can do